I love your hair, by the way, Allie. Okay, what is the square root of 8 squared?
8.
Allie.
Your hair, it's so cute. I didn't even recognize her.
Yeah. Okay, and well, what? I don't know that you guys had that one because. Okay, what?
It's basically because 8 times 8 is 64, and then the square root would be just dividing it by 8 again.
I would have accepted either of those. 8 squared or 64, but we want to have the idea.
Sorry.
You're fine.
That was my fault.
No, it's okay.
She's derailing the class.
No, I'm derailing Caden. That one, I'll take that one.
Yeah.
So the reason why I run the 8 squared is the pattern here was everything inside of these square roots were on this right side. Okay, and then you notice right here how many times they're being multiplied to each other is here. So what is the square root of 121?
11.
So this would be 11 times 11. Now let's work backwards. If this was 169 over here, then this should be, and then we notice 13. This is 8 over here, then the square root of 8 over here. This is the same, sorry. Hold on, I have to think for a second. Okay.
What one are we talking about?
Factor tree.
The 5 one? It's cute.
No.
4.
Factor tree.
Square root of 8, factor tree.
It's 2 times 2 times 2.
Is 2 times 2 times 2. So you have to have 2 to take 1 out. So it's 2 square root 2.
Is the same as
2.
cube.
No, it's 2.
Nope.
It's 2 to the square root of 2.
Oh, 2 squared.
Because you pair up, when you make your factor tree, you've got 2, 2, 2. You look for pairs because it's a
No,
quadratic.
8
Not
is.
square root.
8 is
8 is 2 cubed.
The cubed root of 8 is the same as 8 or 2 cubed.
But that one's a square root.
This is a square root.
The next one's a cube root.
Yes.
5 cubed.
So we notice because this one was 2 times 2 times 2, but back up here. This is just a 5. So that means we have to cube root it because that's 3 times that it's multiplying to get 125. Which makes sense because the next one is the cube root of 8. We know that what times what times what equals 8. Good. Okay, what about the 4th root of e to the 4th?
E.
E's like pi. It's just a number. Don't freak out.
How would we write the square root of 54 simplified? Three square root 6. You have to have 2 to take 1 out of the square root. This would be 54. This is the square root of 50. What did you guys get for the square root of 50? Because 2 times 5 times 5 equals 50. What about this last one? The square root of negative 25 would get us 5i. Because 5i times 5i equals negative 25. You could also write this as I times 5 times 5.
Oh, no, that's no, that's right. She's right.
I squared is negative.
Yeah, she's right. Just ignore us. It's me again. I'll take the blame.
Heck yeah.
Oh, that's fair. They want me to do that because I'll start grading their tests.
Yeah, actually, please.
Okay, any questions?
Technology away.
What? Who said everything? You got this. You got the ticket.
The only ones that confuse me are
Oh, good. See?
the ones the ones with the number on the outside of the screen.
Okay, perfect. Guess what?
What?
That's what today's lesson is about. So it's okay. I'm going to teach you. What's the difference of square root of 8 and the cubed root of 8? Yes, Kaden. One's a square root, one's a cubed root. What does square root versus cube root mean?
Square root. The others. Finding the cube root.
Bro. Just ignore it.
You would square root it normally and then multiply it by 3.
I am actually not eating this one.
Okay, Isaac, I need you to come sit over here.
Is it me? Oh.
Me? Oh.
Here, I'll switch. Well, here, well, you can move that over there.
It only has to work, but I want to know for my own. What would happen if you did negative 5?
You would get a positive 25. Because I times I is -1 times negative is positive 1.
Thank you. Okay, that's why, because I was like,
Yay. Good. Okay, what does it mean when you're square rooting something? What? Yes.
It's basically, I'll start with the blue ones, the exponent, so the exponent is multiplied by that symbol, multiplied by that symbol.
Yeah, so the square root of something is taking two of one number that if they multiply together they get 8, right? So if two numbers multiply together to get your square, then you could square root it to go the opposite way. So then if cubed root is there, what would that be?
Square root.
Oh, like that's a 3.
Splitting the number into 3 parts that can be multiplied together that are the same number. Okay? So when you do a factor tree to square root, you'd have 2 times 4 and 2 times 2, right? Yes. You could do that with this too, 2 times 4. I don't know why. 2 times 2. So we have the three of the same number right here. So that means the cubed root of 8 would be 2, yeah? Because 2 times 2 times 2 equals 8. So there's 3 of these.
So there's 3 for both?
There are 3 for both, but this one is asking for the square root. So it's asking for 2 numbers that can go. So we can solve that by, there's 2 2's. So that's an answer is a 2, but we have 1 2 left over.
Circle the 2 2's on the square root and circle the 3 2's on the cube root. They have the 3 2's, Sequoia, because they're both 8. And then the radical tells me how many I'm looking of the same to multiply together, right?
If there's no number, it's always like, if there's number, it's gonna
Yay! So we have a pair of 2's that we could take out, but we still have a 2 left over that needs to be square rooted.
Are you talking to me? I'm doing A4 first. I don't know why you're so obsessing. They have an extra day.
grade.
Yeah.
Okay, let's do the math. Back up here. No more worrying about your tests.
Stop grading tests.
or no, we get rid of
If
it.
I hear about the tests again, or which ones I should grade first, I'm gonna stop grading them.
Amen.
I want to
get
stop
it now.
grading them. I hate
Good.
it more than anything.
I remember.
I'd rather have respect and be than grade.
What, really?
It's because it's so rare for me to get something.
Because you're never in class.
I'm actually here for the first lesson.
Okay, wait. Let's bring it back here.
I'm here.
Yeah. Super glad you got this. Let's move on. Let's do this math.
Last warning, or we'll split you guys up too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The square root of 4 times 4, is that equal to the square root of 4 times the square root of 4?
No.
Yes.
No.
Raise your hand if you think yes. Raise your hand if you think no.
Because one's the square root of 8, one's the square root of 16.
So it is.
Yes. 4, and the other one's
What is 4 times 4?
16.
What's the square root of 16?
4.
Okay, what is the square root of 2? Or sorry, dang it, square root of 4? 2. What's the square root of 4?
2.
What's 2 times 2?
4.
So do they equal each other?
Yes.
So are those equal?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, remember this. You can multiply what's happening inside of a square root. Okay? If you're multiplying the square root of the square root of 4 times the square root of 4, then you can just take the square root and multiply them together on the inside. Okay? So that happens here. Are those equal to each other?
Yes.
Yes. Exactly. What about this one? No, because one's a cubed, one's a square, so not the same. Okay. In your own words, what is a radical? Somebody raise your hand. Want you to use your little, is it inductive reasoning or deductive reasoning?
Inductive is their past math skills and their patterns. Deductive would be if they look at the dictionary.
Okay, use your inductive reasoning
What is the opposite of radical?
of what we just did. What do you think a radical is? It's not the word rational. Yeah.
Is it a square root equation?
It's roots, something with roots in it. Good. Roots.
Radical is the name of that symbol. Roots is the name of the process of applying that radical to that. Not that you care, but
It's
but
important
I'm
to
really
know.
good at vocab, just so you know.
Vocab. She reads books.
I do.
Wait, so then
Hooper
what's a
was making fun of
Radican?
my book.
Huh?
What's a Radican?
A Radican? I'm pretty sure that's a Pokemon character.
It's also a singular version of the word radical. Radical is plural.
Great taste. Sorry.
Yeah.
Nobody
Did I say one more time?
Did anyone laugh?
I call it.
I didn't think I heard anybody laugh at your Pokemon joke, but I appreciated
It
it.
was really funny.
Sorry.
Hey, focus! We're here.
So radical is just the square root. The symbol.
Oh, it's a root. Radical is the name for the root symbol. Okay, there's square roots, there's fourth roots, there's cubed roots. Jacob. Let's look at this. Which of these are true? Is it going to be the first, the second, or the third? Look at it and think, what do you know? Yes, Pokemon. Radican totally sounds like a type of Pokemon.
Yeah, there's this.
It's Radican? No.
Eradicate.
What?
Eradicate.
Radicade.
The little purple rat thing.
No, it's actually yellow.
Oh yeah, I've had it. Okay, there's multiple nice.
Which one do you think is true? Two of them are not true. One is true.
The last one's correct.
Raise your hand showing me with your fingers which one you think is true. 1, 2, or 3. Or 1, 2, 1. Can't raise that. Okay, I see some 2s. I see some
That's 6.
4. 3, 3, 3. Okay, I see a lot of 3s. I'm going to go with 3.
This is 3.
I'm going to say 3 and ask Kyler.
That's 2.
Why?
That's 1, 2. Because it's 5 squared. That's how they do it in this. They don't like that's what
Kaden.
the number inside only changes if you multiply.
Yes, exactly. The number inside only can change if you multiply. But why is it not this one then? I mean, if this was a,
How much of a wedge do you have to hold your body weight?
oh, I guess the outside is the same on all of them. Okay, I agree. The number on the inside of the square root can only change if you multiply.
Instead of adding 3,
What do you mean by
plus 5, that becomes 7.
What I mean is, we'll look at it at number 8. Okay, so to focus on these, on number 7, there's so much talking today. I mean, if it was, I'm so glad. You have to think of the square roots or roots as like terms. If the numbers inside of your root are the same, then they're like terms and you can add the coefficients on the outside. So it's just like if this were 2x plus 5x equals 7x. Okay? Only if the number inside of your root is the same. Those are like terms. Yeah.
However, you mentioned it's different with multiplication.
It is different with multiplication. You can multiply, it's just that you can multiply the numbers on the outside of the radical and the numbers on the inside separately. Okay? So let's distribute this. Is it equal to this one or this one? The second one. The first one added the numbers inside of them. But remember, when we multiplied the radicals, we multiplied the numbers. What's the square root of 3 times the square root of 3?
Square root of 9, which is just 3.
The square root of 9, which would be 3. Square root of 3 times the square root of 2?
Square root of 6.
The square root of 6. So that's what I mean. If it is multiplying, you can multiply the numbers inside of the radical. If you are adding, then you add the numbers outside of the like radical. Okay? If you notice, we did multiply this 3 to the 2. They don't need to be the same number with multiplication. Just with addition and subtraction. Okay? Good. So we can add like terms. Radical with the same number on the inside. And we can multiply numbers inside of the radical is the name of the symbol.
Sorry, what?
Radical is the name of the symbol. Okay. Do you have a question, Daniel, or are you just stretching? Or are you listening? All right, let's practice simplifying. Let's do the first together, and then I'm going to have you try 2, 3, and 4 on your own. Okay? Walk me through this. What should I do? We should square root 27. What is the square root of 27? So we need to use our factor tree. 3 and 9. And then, so then this is a square root, so we need to find two numbers that match, right? Exactly, so we have -3 times 3 because we had 2, so we could take 1 out.
So it's -9 square roots of 3.
Keep the b inside the square root because it didn't have a pair. If the b was squared, then we could take it out, but it doesn't have a pair, so it just stays in. Just like that 3 stays in, so does the b. So negative 9 square root 3b
Is that the answer?
is the answer. Yay. Okay, go ahead and try 2, 3, and 4.